Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to talk about a situation that I got asked personally. We're going to go through this girl's situation and see what we can do to help her out and maybe give you guys some actionable advice and some perspective. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel guys, where we get you on the grind and improve your mind. So in this video, as I said in the intro, we're going to dissect this message that I got from this chick that I used to see, and we're going to go over her situation and see what kind of advice we can sort of put our 2 cents into.
I'll put a screenshot of the text on the screen so you can follow along with us. So here we go.
iPad.
Yes, thank you. It makes it actually a lot easier to read.
Yeah.
So pretty much what the whole thing that we're going to go over right now is, I know you and your friends used to have your podcast, we still do, on relationships. Actually, we got to do another one of those eventually.
We got you guys, don't worry.
So I figured you would be a good person to get advice from. I started dating this guy pretty seriously, and things today got really physical. He pushed me down on the bed, pinned me down, practically bruised my arms. I've seen this side of him before slightly, but today was really bad. But I did start shoving him first because he kept getting too close to my face and making negative comments.
Yeah, the conversation went more in deep, but when I got this original text, I sent it to Mike, and I was like, Mike, we got to do a video on this. I think this would be very, I think this might be able to help some people out there. So, yeah, so this girl that I used to see, she's in this, what you would call an actual toxic relationship, right? So, yeah, so this guy she's with, right, he's obviously emotionally dumb. We could just, in this video, we could just say, okay, leave him. But with a woman, as you know, guys know, it's a lot more complicated than that. I think there's something in the brain with a woman that they not like, but they like, if that makes sense. They like this kind of, they like the beating. Like when Chris Brown beat Rihanna, and Rihanna just wouldn't leave, right? It's like that kind of thing. It's like a dominant thing. It's something with the female brain. I'm not the science guy, but I can sort of, point out different situations in which this does happen. So she's having struggles right now finding out what she should do about this. And me coming out, I'm just like, you should probably leave this guy. It's not a good idea to be with him. And she's very, she's obviously not in a good state. So this guy, he says, pushing her down, let's just say she sent me this text one day, the next day it gets even worse. It starts out with the little things, guys. For the females, at least, with your man. If he'll do little things, he might say like a sarcastic comment. So it'll go from that, and then it'll go from like an insult, like bitch, like, but not in a sexy way, but in like in a very harsh way. And then it goes from like the verbal abuse, and then it goes into the physical, because men, we have this sort of in the brain, we have this incentive for like violence, because men are more capable of violence than women. So sometimes if a guy is not in an emotional self-control state, he'll go off, and it doesn't matter if you're a woman, a man, or whatever. He'll just go off and he'll hit you, right? For women, you need to avoid guys like this, because it can get 0 to 100 pretty quick, and you could end up dead. And it gets very serious, right? A lot of murders happen because of emotionally unself-controlled guys that just lose their crap and they go off, and it ends pretty crazy.
This is a red flag, right? This is a guy red flag. We talk about women's red flags, like that guys should be watching out for. Certain guys have red flags too that we try to help them remove from themselves. And so this one right here is like the start of seeing a red flag. So like if he pushed her on the bed, like pinned her on the bed and was trying to, do like this type of dominant thing, he wasn't doing it right, and he was making it look very, very it was very ineffective. If he was trying to do something to maybe spice things up, and he like threw her on the bed and fucking just started grabbing her wrists and like and just trying to make him believe that he's like Christian Grey or something, try to be sexy, but he's really not, and he's making himself look like an idiot. Some guys might think that they're doing the right thing, but clearly they need to be paying attention to their partner, and if they're either afraid or they're not into it, like they need to understand the body language and be able to readjust. If this guy is just a normal dude, and this is just an example, if this guy is just a normal dude and like he wanted to try something and he did this and she did not like it, then he needs to not do it. But if he was smart, and clearly in this situation he's not smart, and he's pretty much physically abusing her, as what I can see. But what makes it bad is that like it makes it look like in the beginning that he was trying to do something, maybe to spice things up, and it just wasn't working, and so he's not getting the memo, and so he's trying to do all these different things. Like he was saying negative comments to her, I know there's like a femdom thing where girls would do that to guys, but I think
Yeah, but not in the right context, it's bad.
yeah, and I think this is like what I see from this is more of, at least just from this, like Andrew has probably have more text about the situation than I do, because I only clearly have the thing that you just seen. But it makes it look like he's trying to be like super dominant, trying to make it look like it's like abuse, but trying to be sexy about it. But that's clearly not what's happening. It's just abuse.
Yeah,
she's not liking it.
Yeah, this was like a little bit ago, but the follow up was, she texted me like a few days later saying it's still not going well. I told her to like call the police if it happens, but they just don't listen. They never listen until it's too late. So a lot of you women really need to start taking action and actually report these kind of things when they start happening, because this can go very dark really fast. It goes from 0 to 100, as I said. You gotta be very careful with who you guys get yourself into a relationship with. And you guys out there, a lot of you guys are not meant to be in relationships, man. Let me tell you, like a lot of you guys are not emotionally fit to handle an actual woman for many different reasons. You can't handle the emotional spikes. You can't handle what she does, who she is. Because a lot of you guys don't even know who you are. You guys are lost. You guys are not working on yourself. You're not healthy at all, mentally or physically. A lot of you guys are just overweight, and you're very insecure, and a lot of you guys don't know how to even share yourself with someone else, right? You don't even know how to be a compliment to a woman. You guys rush into relationships, you're thirsty for sex, and you rush into things, and then you eventually develop a hatred towards your partner because you don't know how to handle yourself. If you don't know yourself, you're not going to be able to know someone else. Simple as that. You should not be in a relationship with a woman if you have a lot of problems with yourself. You need to take time off, work on your shit, or get mental help immediately. Get yourself into therapy. Do something. At least hire someone to talk to. That way you can sort of let your emotions go. You need to be hitting the gym, getting your self-tension out instead of... Because when you hit a woman, you're just dumb. Like, you're insane. A real man doesn't hit women. He doesn't know how. He has no intuition to hit a woman. He'll simply, if a woman gives him disrespect or intolerance, he'll just leave. It's over. The relationship's done. It was nice knowing you. Great sex. Bye. And then you have sex with his sister. No, I'm just joking. And you be in a relationship with somebody else. But a lot of you guys don't know how to even, you don't even know yourself. You don't know how to be in a relationship. You have no emotional self-control. And you pull some stuff like this. It makes the world a worse place. And a lot of you guys need help. This guy obviously has problems, and she needs to leave him immediately and find someone better. And she needs to call the police immediately, which I don't know if she did. I've not talked to her recently. But you have to be very careful out there with what's going on in your relationship, because there's a lot of things that are always going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. There's always something going on. Be aware of your surroundings and who you allow yourself to be with, because you can end up like that. We did a video that we just released a couple days before this about an OnlyFans model who killed her boyfriend, right? Because things get out of hand. So you guys really need to be careful, like who you get yourself into a relationship to. And, I've been on many dates, and I've been with many women that have told me their horror stories of men that they dealt with in the past. And there's a lot of guys that are, like, emotionally abusive out there, and they get physical, and it's really bad. Like, I went on a date once, and the girl showed up with, like, a black eye, and I was like, yo, what the... And she was like, oh, yeah, I met up with my ex the other day, and it didn't go well. I was like, well, I can't believe you're even meeting me when you have a black eye. So I'm full of many stories. Maybe I'll tell you guys in our podcast, but... Like, this kind of stuff, like, literally happens all the time. You really need to work on yourself before you even allow yourself to get into a monogamous relationship with a woman. If it has something to do with, like, sex or something, just be non-monogamous and just know what you want until you're ready to actually settle down. But a lot of guys, you're rushing into things, and you really don't know how to handle yourself. A man, males hit women, right? Males do, but men do not. Men are more... They have more emotional self-control. They know what they're doing. They're able to handle things in a logical way instead of letting their emotions... Because hitting a woman, that's just not ethical. It's not even, it's not right, because you're literally so much more stronger. You have so much upper body strength. To do that is just foolishness, and you're dumb for even allowing yourself to get in a relationship with someone they don't even like. You have enough hatred towards someone to actually verbally abuse them. He's not going to do that to his friends, because they just beat the shit out of him. But to take your anger out on someone who's a lot weaker than you, that's just foul play. So if you have any advice for this woman, leave it in the comments. Maybe she'll see it. Maybe she'll get smart and leave this dude. So leave a comment for the algorithm as well. Like the video if you have not already, if you like this sort of content, or if you guys have any other questions, you can also you could ask us. Also, donate to the Cash App. The money goes towards our equipment and make this YouTube channel better quality. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And we will see you guys in the next video.
With you.